Okay, so I've got a web service application that I want to spin up, and I want to put it on an elastic cloud that's fronted by a load balancer. So I'm going to spin up, I'm showing 3 machines here, but I'm going to change it to 6 machines. And I need a gateway so that I can access it through my virtual private cloud. So we're going to make HTTP requests to this web server that's going to be load balanced. So we'll spin up these machines and then we'll provision them with code from Docker Hub. So I've got a Docker image here that I'm going to run, and I loaded it up to Docker Hub from my machine. So we push the image up to Docker Hub. So once these machines are spun up, that code will be deployed to each of those machines. So here's our code, and I'm writing in the AWS-CDK. And so these are the libraries I'm going to be using. And here I'm going to spin up my virtual private cloud and create an elastic cluster. I've set the max capacity here to, let's make it, instead of 6, let's make it, just go for 5 machines. And let me save that. And it's just a simple service that is going to use this image. So I'm specifying here that we're going to use containers. I'm going to add containers to my machines, and the image that's going to be loaded in those containers is going to come from Docker Hub, and it's called JRW Tango Express Color. So what this is going to do, it's going to serve up a random color. Okay, and here we're defining our service on the cluster. We go for 5 as I said, and okay, and here's our load balancer, spinning up the load balancer. Here's the API gateway, and this so it tells us what port that it'll be using, and this will print out what our external DNS is. So that's it, that's the code. Let's go and compile that code. So I need to do npm run build. Okay, the code is built. Now let's just run it. CDK deploy. Okay. So it'll deploy our code. So I go to the AWS EC2 services, and you'll see I don't have any instances running. And so we're waiting now for that code to deploy. Okay, so they're all running. Let's go back to our, our stack is here. This is the DNS. Let's copy it, let's hit it, let's hit our, so let me go here. Yep, hello world, and if we go to the end and do /random, we'll hit the root random, my lucky number, and it'll just serve up different colored web pages. There we go. So that was it. That spun up that all of this. So it's not that complicated, but it's a fair cluster of machines and load balancer and gateway. And now let's just tear it all down. So we do CDK destroy. Do you want to delete it all? Yes. And everything will be torn down. So that's it. And basically this CDK allows us to programmatically define our hardware and the software that it's running on top of it, and where the data is as well. Okay.